So I've reached the point of furthest navigation on the Lea, as the sign said on the bridge, and continues around there, but we need to take a little detour. Let's have a look. I was expecting more of a ruin than that. And here we are back on the river. So that was Hertford. Seemed quite nice. Possibly the nicest place I've walked through so far. Not the easiest to navigate out of though. So there was one Lea Valley Walk sign pointing away from the Lea, and then I didn't find another one. So I've had a look at the map. I'm following the coal green way, I think it is, at the moment, which leads pretty much where I want to go. It's just one of the sort of strange things when you've got many trails going through a town. They always have preferences as to which ones they sign, which are always the local ones, I find. Not the long distance one, which is generally the one I want. So this looks good. So there's a sign there, Coal Green Way. So I think this is where I want to go. Oh, and I think I can see a Lea Valley waymark at last, now that we've safely left town. There we go. Good, right, well let's hope it's straightforward from here on. Hopefully I'm going. I'm still not sure I'm completely on the right route. So that little ridge over there, the Leas should be on the other side of it, but the path is one along roads, and the last sign I saw did point me onto this. I've just seen nothing since. It'll be academic soon, because according to what I've got mapped, I should be turning off when I get to Letty Green and heading down that way to join up with it. So should be academic, but it'd be nice if there was some sort of reminder to show I was on the right path. Well, it took a few miles, but I am on the right path. Approaching an old station by the look of it. Coal green. Appropriately enough, because this is the coal green way. Good. That signpost back there had signs for everything except the Lea Valley Walk. Now there was one on a little post, there was a little path leading up into this wood, and it seemed to be saying don't go up there. What it didn't do was tell me when I got to that junction back there where I do go. So my map says path is this way. I'm a little bit concerned because it looks like sort of public right of way runs out, so I may find myself coming back. If there's not a Lea Valley sign at the end, I'm going to come back and continue along the old railway, and then I may have to cut cross country. We'll have to see. What is it with this this trail? When you lose signage in exactly the moment you most need it. Actually, it looks as though I might be supposed to go over there. Not totally convinced. I think I'll go back. Phew. Okay, so not quite what I've got marked on the map, but I'll take that. It's always good to see a waymark. I think I may have a solution to my confusion. So just reading the Wikipedia article for the Lea Valley Walk, it talks about the path following south of the river to Holwell Bridge, which is way over that way, and then it cuts through woodland past Holwell Court Farm to join basically up down there by the underpass, which is what my map shows. But then it goes on to say path has been diverted due to access issues, and it skirts the hospital in Welwyn Garden City to meet the old railway path, i.e. this, at the edge of town. So from that I've concluded this is actually the correct diverted route, and even though it's nowhere near the Lea anymore, it's the only route with actual proper access. So I'm going to stick with it and complain that it doesn't stick close enough to the Lea, rather than potentially have to fight my way through God knows what for a short stretch just to stay with the Lea. So it's a shame. It looks like it's about a kilometre problem past the farm. It's clearly the farm that's the problem. There's no public footpaths past there. The path shows it going through a wood. There's no paths, so it's clearly the farm that's the problem. So we'll keep it legal and impair the quality of our walk instead. No, I'm not going through there. I have to go over the road. But we are at least back at the Lea after what seems like hours. I'm off the waymarks again. So just got to the got back to the Lea, had to go under the I think it's the A1M, certainly a motorway, and my map said follow the Great North Road, or the old Great North Road, which is just along there, and then branch off onto this footpath. But I haven't seen a single waymark since the park back there. So I'm just going to trust in the map now. I'm not aware of any reroutings, so I'm just going to trust that it's lack of waymarks rather than me being wrong, because I can't actually see where I would otherwise have gone other than road walk. So I'm just going to persevere. It's been a bit of a It's not been a very good walk today because of all of this deviation from the Lea, really. It's just been, you know, we've not had our usual conversation about black herons or cormorants or whatever they are. I haven't even seen one. So the way I feel right now is that I should have stopped at Hertford, where the limit of navigation was, and if I'd stopped there I wouldn't have had to do any of this. So at the moment that's my thoughts. I'm hoping though that this is going to improve, and then although I've then got to head into Luton on the next stretch, which will be the next episode, that it's not as uninspiring as this has been today. So we can but hope. So at the moment, in the absence of any Lea Valley, I'm using these, which have coincided with the Lea Valley Walk around the outskirts of Welling. So I'm gambling effectively that that's still the case. Obviously there'll come a point at which they'll want to carry on going north, because I think it's a circuit of Welling, and I want to go west, which I think I must be near. I need to see a waymark soon. Failing that, I'll just follow the map. Well, wonders will never cease. I was on the right path, and even more, it's the Lea. Right, so this is the one place I would expect to be reasonably well signed, because this is Ramblers Walking Holidays premises. So they should know how to sign something, shouldn't they? Well, it's nice to be off that golf course. It's quite a big one actually. Brocket hole. Reasonably well signed for a golf course. So, still no sign of the Lea. It's over there somewhere. But our Brocket has gone and obviously dammed up the Lea across his property, made these little sort of ornamental lakes, which are like way out of sight over there. So as soon as we're off his bit, we should get some actual river. I know I keep saying that on today's walk. Keep promising river, and none appears. And when something does appear, it's too flooded to walk by. So, yeah, all we can hope is for a reversal of fortunes. So I may have found the Lea again, but look at it. It's basically a swamp. So not much to see in the way of birds, etc. It's just a bit, well, given that I've been looking forward to seeing the Lea all day, the swamp is a bit of a letdown. So I think being let down is very much the theme of today's walk. Hoping that once we're out of this very flat bit, that it will start to look more like a river. Some hope at last. Not sure how well you can see it, but the river bends round and round, comes out and comes back round again. It actually looks like a river. Well, the sign says 1.5 miles to Harpenden. I think it's more like 2 and a bit, also allowing the detour. And, well, if you're still watching this, well done. Because I don't think this has been a particularly good episode. I do think it's important to show the good and the bad when you're doing a series on a path, and I would definitely say this has been the worst day so far, just because it's so boring and just seems to have nothing to do with the actual subject of the walk. So apologies for that. I'm hoping for better things out of the final instalment. Hoping for better things. I'm not saying they will actually happen, but can't really be much worse. So if you are still watching, thank you for doing so, and there's one more to go. And again, apologies for no black herons or cormorants.